body burns. Carbohydrates are calories.
Okay, that's fine, but what I'm saying is that
But
it's
that's
not
what I'm
just
saying.
the
So
carbohydrates.
carbohydrates do make you fat. That's what I'm saying.
Any
Carbohydrates do
excess
make you
food
fat.
will make you fat.
No, proteins in excess will not make you fat, but they
Incorrect.
can cause cancer.
You're wrong. You're wrong. So, BrentlyG, this is going to be the guy that we're going to be discussing today, and I'm pretty sure BrentlyG is supposed to be a play on word for the car Bentley. So, smart on that take. But that's not really the main idea of today. The main idea is just the fact that he is what Nikocado could be. Seriously. The reason I say that is because he was initially started at 500 pounds. So 500 pounds of weight. And now, in his most recent update, he's on 395 pounds. So that's, okay, in kilograms, just in case you might not know it, it's, give or take 50 kilograms. Give or take 50. And that's significant, because that's primarily all body weight. And he's not gonna stop anytime soon. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just only gonna keep going down and down and down. I definitely have to believe in that. So,
Sorry,
seeing
so what's his
this...
current weight?
394 pounds.
Kilos?
Someone that just briefly knows him, he's on 500,000 subscribers right now, like 440,000 subscribers. And mind you, he was just nobody. He was just a guy that just decided, yeah, I'm just gonna start my weight loss journey. Let's see where this goes. And it popped off. This is why I was telling you with Nikocado in the last episode. Yeah. You should check it out, by the way. There is so many more people that are willing to watch him for the inspiration. Click on YouTube and see how many views those motivational speeches have. Millions on millions on millions of views. Nikocado would be an inspiration and a motivation to so many generations. This is why I was telling you that it would be so just YouTube breaking, because someone that was just, you know, your regular Joe Schmo that decided to upload his impressive fat loss journey managed to get such a following. Imagine if it was Nikocado on the other hand. Like, if it was actually him that was able to do it. So, this is why I know that you were riling me up on purpose last time to get the content, to get the juice. Yeah, I know that shit was happening, but
I apologize.
Looking at it now, this is why I know for a fact of how popular it is. And he's gotten the attention of people like Greg Doucette, which is a really big fitness influencer. Yeah, so what are your thoughts about this weight loss journey?
Respect, mad respect. Because I know, and you know as well, just how difficult it is to lose weight once you are, how can I say it?
Chunk.
You don't just, the weight just doesn't fall from the sky. You don't just one day become overweight. It's a slow process of bad habits that slowly get ingrained into your just daily routine. And it's difficult to take it step by step out from your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a shock on the body and the mind once you realize, okay, you know what, I'm going to actually change all of this. And to some people, it's less difficult. To the vast majority of people, man, you know what, I want my cereal in the morning and I'm going to stay with my cereal in the morning. No matter what it is, even if it's unhealthy, I want my cereal in the morning, period.
That's just bad habits.
It is bad habits and it's difficult to get rid of them. I know someone, my grandfather, from my mother's side, he was a pretty heavy smoker. I don't remember how much, I just remember that I was told he was a heavy smoker. One day, the doctor told him, you have to stop, and he, from that day, stopped, period. Whereas other people are struggling all their life with smoking, he just did it like, gone, sorry, enough.
He just snapped, my man snapped his fingers and was like, yep, smoking is gone from existence. That's nice.
I'm not buying any more cigs. That's fair. Yeah, sure, we do hope you're gonna do it. And he actually did it. Like, everybody who knew him closely was impressed compared with how much he used to smoke and just the fact that he suddenly stopped, period. And everyone says, oh, well, if it's too big a shock on your body, then you will have repercussions, it will be bad for your health in the beginning. And he was just like, I don't care. The doctor said no, I say, okay, no more.
Withdrawal effects are real, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you can't go through them. Like, you still can go through them. It doesn't matter.
You can mitigate it by slowly taking steps back, but apparently my grandpa was like, nah, it's either with it or without, and I choose without. And it is
Fair.
respect. What can I say?
Yeah,
I can't even
but
make coherent sentences.
you brought out an interesting point and a very valuable point, and that is that it's literally just those habits that are difficult to change. It's the fact that you don't want to give up on the, you know, the good food that you've been eating so far. You think, or at least this was my perception, I think this is where people really need to be better educated in terms of nutrition. Just because you diet doesn't mean that the food that you eat has to be shit.
Yes.
That doesn't have to be the case. Like,
yeah, but
bruh.
for good food, you must do some more. You must invest time and knowledge into actually getting the food right, which is something that people find tedious for some reason. I find it exciting. One time I messed a whole dish up and I had to throw it all away. But I had some pretty good dishes up until that point. So
is that you not wanting to clean up the whole kitchen after you've done a recipe? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Listen, no, there are some things that I completely gave up on. There was one cake, yeah? A very simple, 3 ingredients, healthy as well. It was just pineapple, flour, and the raising agents. 500 people got it right. Me and 7 others didn't. And I always got chewing gum rather than the actual cake. I just gave up. It was chewing gum.
Yo,
it was not
imagine,
fluffy, it was,
bro. Yo, imagine instead of getting Dr. Kipling, you're getting Colgate. Imagine that.
Yes, that was pretty much it. That was, oh my god. Anyway,
that's gotta be disappointing. That's
and
gotta
not
be
even
disappointing.
cleaning. Most dishes that I make are very simple. Just one pan, big pan, like the wok type pans, just so I can fit everything in. Maybe 2 if I make pasta, because like you have to boil it. Anyway, point is, it's pretty darn simple. You don't have much to wash. You really don't. But when you see online recipes, oh yes, look, c'est magnifique, this cake in 3 layers and whatnot, and you have the whole oven and 3 pans and the whole kitchen to wash out. There's the machine, there's the robot, there's everything. No, too much.
This is inspired by this meme, which then is sent today on like a group chat, and I definitely agree with it.
I do too, but that, again, it doesn't have to be that way. That is just people who want to show off online and who have a whole arsenal of tools in the kitchen to, like, very easy, just fire up your industrial oven and you will get this ready in 5 minutes, not more.
That's you being catfish, bro.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Anyways, here's what my perception is. I think, do you know what? I remember you saying something interesting the other day. You're saying that you just need to avoid carbs because everything has carbs. So,
yeah,
I've been playing around with the keto diet recently. And
what is
one
keto
of the
diet
things,
again?
so the keto diet is,
so many diets
okay,
just...
simply put, keto means no carbs, fats, and proteins. Or, if you want to be more specific, low amounts, very trace amounts of carbs, and then fats and proteins outside of that. Now,
didn't you do that at some point? Like you avoided
No.
potatoes, rice, pasta,
No.
bread? No?
I never did that because I liked my carbs too much. But here's something that I realized. Here's something that I found very interesting. I've lost weight before on a carb diet, but recently I've been trying to shred again, and I found it particularly difficult. So I was like, okay, let me just try the keto diet. Let's see what the fuss is about. Whatever, whatnot. One of the things that I always do with anything is I try to figure out, okay, why does this work? And the reason that the keto diet works is not for the reasons that people think. It's not because carbs make you fat. They don't. But here's the catch. What carbs do is that they store water in your muscles so that as you're checking the scale, maybe daily, maybe weekly, you might not see a change in the weight, even though you have lost fat. But because you store water, it doesn't seem that way. That gets people discouraged, and then they end up snacking anyways. So that's reason number one why the carbs can...
So what are carbohydrates? Okay. Let's get to this point, because I think there's a misunderstanding between us about what food is. So carbohydrates are meant to be burned. It's literally stuff... If to my understanding, and I could be wrong, so if I am wrong, correct me on that one, please. But to my understanding, carbohydrates in the body are mostly converted into fat. Sugars are carbohydrates.
No.
Fat is
excess
made by
calories.
Sugar and carbohydrates.
Excess calories are converted into fat/muscles. Carbohydrates.
And what are calories? Calories are things that the body burns. Carbohydrates are calories.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that it's not just the carbohydrates.
So carbohydrates do make you fat. That's what I'm saying.
Any excess food will make you fat.
No, proteins in excess will not make you fat, but they
incorrect.
can cause cancer. So
You're wrong. You're wrong. Excess
No, I'm
proteins
not
will
wrong.
get you fat.
I'm very much not wrong. If you have...
Okay,
no,
we
okay.
can look up to this. We can look up
Yes.
to this.
Okay.
We can look up to this. Excess proteins will absolutely get you fat in the same way that
Excess
extra
proteins
fat
are
will get
eliminated
you.
in the body because they cannot be sustained.
Okay, I'll bring up the research now because this shit pissed me off.
Please do. Yes. I have my side of the research on that one as well. That's why I'm saying. And that's why I'm so fired up on it.
Excess calories from any source will be stored as fat in the body.
Yes,
Extra protein intakes also can lead to elevated blood lipids and heart disease because many protein foods you eat are high in total and saturated fat.
Blood lipids. Why? Because it's your body that absorbs more of what you're eating. So if you don't give it carbs to begin with, you will not have the carbs. That's what I'm saying.
Read this shit. Read this
Yes,
shit and
I
stand
think that what
corrected.
you're reading, you're not understanding properly. But yes, I will be reading it as well.
Brother,
Anyway,
who's been in this longer? Who's been getting taught about nutrition longer? Me or you?
all I'm saying is you can be reading these for years on end and still understand wrong. And I believe you're misunderstanding it. But I could be the one wrong. I could be the one wrong. Sure. But carbohydrates are literally pieces of carbon with water that are meant to be burned. These are converted into fat. Fat is converted into ATP when the time comes. Well, into sugar first and then into ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. This is burned by the mitochondria in your cells. That is how you make energy. That is how you get heat and move, muscles, etc. That is my understanding of it. I could be wrong. I could misremember it. But I'm fairly sure on that. Unless I read wrong sources, which can also be something, can also be the case. But my point was that yes, if you eat carbohydrates, you will get fat because that is what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to give you energy. When you get too much energy, the body stores it as fat. I give you that. I completely agree with. Yes. The issue is that carbohydrates in itself are energy. That is my problem. And if you say, oh well, anything in excess gives you food, carbohydrates are the problem. Everything has carbohydrates nowadays. If you eat a muffin, it has bread. Flour, that's carbohydrate. Rice as well, carbohydrate. Potatoes, again, carbohydrate. Pasta, it's made from grain, carbohydrate. That's what I'm saying. There is carbohydrates everywhere nowadays, and that is the issue, in my opinion. Yes, go on.
Okay. So, any excess calories that you have consumed over your daily maintenance, regardless of source, will get you fatter. That is the basic point.
And we agree on it, yes.
Cool. So, the second point of why the keto diet works better than most is because of the following aspect. Tell me right now.
Makes you lose water.
That too, but that was the first point. The second point is that snacks, think about snacks that are purely fat-based. Tell me some snacks that are just fat-based.
Well, it's mostly like creams. Sour cream, yogurt is quite fatty.
Okay, that's fine.
Oil,
but even though that was, I did say purely fat, and I also said snacks.
Yeah,
right?
so like
just some snack stuff.
Yeah, say for example, Doritos. You must eat it with Doritos. The snacks.
I think you're missing the point. Snacks that
are
purely.
There is nothing that is purely fat based, and all of them are just.
No, there is. There is one. There's nuts.
Which one? Nuts are what? Fat.
Fat based.
Yes, they do have plenty of fat. Yes. They do also have carbohydrates and quite some proteins as well. But yes, they do have mostly fats. You're right on that one, yeah. Because of the oils.
Nuts is primarily fats. I want to say a trace amount of carbohydrates and a decent amount of protein, not as much as you think. So don't think that you're gonna get.
Oh no! I'm not saying it's a healthy thing. Like, oh yeah, sure, let's all eat nuts and you will grow muscles.
Anyways, so back in Eastern Europe, we also have semečki, sămânță. Sunflower seeds.
Semečki. I was like, what the heck is semečki? But yes,
semečki. Anyways, point being is that sunflower seeds is also like a good snack. But outside of, say, the nuts, that's pretty much the last thing that you can count as a snack, which you can eat casually. Flip it onto how many carbohydrate snacks exist.
Yeah.
Do you see how easy it is to just you eat like a carbohydrate snack and you think, oh, nothing guilty about this, right? Like guilt-free. Wrong. Because that shit adds up. And the thing is, you don't count it because you're like, yeah, it's trace. And then you have another one and another one and another one. And before you know it, you've overeaten just because. Because, bro, in the words of like a coach that I heard way back when, a serving is not 30 grams. A serving is the whole bag.
Yeah.
Of like crisps or anything akin to that. Anyways, my point still stands. The idea is that there is a lot more snacks that are just stacked in carbohydrates, and it's easy to just munch on them and just eat on them.
I agree.
Unlike
yes,
there's
I
the
agree.
fat ones, alright?
Yeah.
And I want to say that the last thing is that because you have like primarily fats and proteins, it's more satiating than it seems. Especially the protein part. The protein is really what keeps you satiated, right? And so if you throw in fats as well, it's not as crazy to eat. Like, there isn't a large amount of foods, but it keeps you satiated enough. And sometimes I feel with carbohydrates, that's not the case. It feels to be expended very quickly. So that's just observations from my side. But that's just...
What were you saying? That carbohydrates are expended very quickly?
Yeah, as energy.
If we're talking about sugars, yes. If you talk about sugars, yes.
Yes. Yes. So, with all that aside, I think that's why the keto has such good advantages, and it's kind of like a hack to lose weight, in a sense, because you're removing the snack aspect, I think.
Yeah. I believe that most diets do work well as long as you try to make it a core part of your life, not just, oh yeah, I just want to lose weight to fit in that dress and then I'll go back to my old life, because the body just pretty much thinks that, okay, the crisis has ended, I can stock back on what I've lost. You see what I mean? So you
only
absorb even more of the fats.
You only stock back if you eat excess calories. I feel like I need to reiterate that. It's fairly simple at like the fundamental aspect.
That's like saying the sky is blue, like duh, or water is wet. Some people don't believe that water is wet, but sure.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that. So, like, yes, obviously, but that's not the thing that I'm talking about. Obviously, any excess calorie will be turned into fat, whether it's from fat sources, like you just eat plain fat, or oils or things like that, or which is a type of fat, but anyway, vegetable fat mostly, or if it's carbohydrates, it will still be turned into something that the body can burn. That is the point, which is what you're saying, calories, yes. What I was trying to say is that fats or no fats, yes, like, you don't have to eat too many fats. I absolutely agree with that. We're not on different sides on the coin in this.
Okay.
I'm saying that the carbohydrates are the main issue, and not just because, oh yeah, it's easy to manage and they pile up. I'm saying that everything has carbs. Like, people are downplaying, well, you seem to be downplaying in my eyes. That was the misunderstanding between us. I believe you are downplaying the role that carbs in themselves, like by themselves, play. I believe that carbs in themselves are bad if you take too much of them. And we are currently living in a society in like the rich countries, quote unquote, where carbs are extremely easily available. Like, the cheapest foods that you can find are carbs based. And those are the fat bits. Oh, then we agree, perfect.
Yeah, well, I think we agree.
No, we just disagree on the process, I guess, but the point is still the same. The carbs are bad.
What I said just now is that it's very easy to get carbs into the system because almost everything has it. Like, that aspect of every snack containing carbs, that's real.
Yeah,
and alongside containing carbs, a lot of times they also have a lot of added fats, which then just racks up the calories, which is why it makes it so easy to overeat. Right?
Yeah, there was this one lady, because I do work in healthcare from time to time, and there was this one lady that someone went to, and she was complaining that are you aware of WeightWatchers?
Yes.
Yes, it is a brand that has like very few calories for what they're selling. Like, if it's bread, rather than X amount of calories, it has half or something like that.
Right, okay. Anyways, moving on.
And I'm saying for people who may not know, like me before. And this lady was complaining, I don't know, everything I buy is from WeightWatchers, but I still put on weight. I don't understand why.
Oh, you poor summer child.
Well, okay, let's go through it. Like, what exactly do you buy from WeightWatchers, and what else do you eat that is not from WeightWatchers? Oh, just I drink water and such. The bread is from WeightWatchers. All of the things that can fill you up are from WeightWatchers. Okay, well, how much of it do you eat? Like, one loaf of bread a day?
Stay, huh?
From WeightWatchers. Trust me, the lady is severely obese.
Bro, that's just like negative IQ at this point. I can't. No smoke, but like that's just negative IQ.
But it's from WeightWatchers. It's not.
I don't give a.
I was like, lady. So it's good to drink water, but if you have too much water, you're still gonna drown.
Real talk.
Yeah.
No,
anyway.
it's just there's a severe lack of just nutritional knowledge that people do not have. That's the problem.
And one thing that you don't really have to know certain things, but as long as you have certain habits in your life, you will still be healthy. And that's why I turn back to post, which is the previous video that we did. It is so very healthy because it forces you to go the healthier route, whether you understand why or not. Obviously, it's not the ideal scenario. In the ideal scenario, everyone would know what it is they're eating and why. But in the case of post, whether you understand or not, you will still maintain some resemblance of health in your life, you know? And going back to diet, even if you don't understand what it is about the diet that works, as long as you stick to it, like 5 days of the week, you will still have some positive effects, as long as you don't fill your mouth with all of the atrocities in the world during the weekends or whatever. I don't know. But still, as long as you maintain some sort of standard to your life, it is good. And yes, I do know that you want to end it. I understand why. We're 23 minutes in.
Exactly.
Jesus. Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you, everyone.
Exactly.
Have a good one. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and where not. Bye bye. Take care. Au revoir.